Hey, what's up? This is Attila and welcome to my channel. Today I'm gonna be talking about the main riff of Cowboys from Hell, and I'm gonna be showing it to you on 8 different levels on how you can play, changing the positions, phrasings, picking directions and all that. This lesson could be beneficial for all players, for beginners, for intermediate players or pro players who've been playing for years. And also I think it's just fun to see how many ways you can approach one riff and what kind of differences there is if you change the phrasings and little nuances such as the picking direction. The tuning for this lesson today is 440 standard E. So without further talk, let's get into the details. So level 1 would be a nice entry level for those who just started to play guitar, or even those who have been playing guitar for a while and want to learn this song. And for this level, we're gonna play 8th notes, meaning there's 2 notes per beat. And we're gonna only use downstrokes. Let's talk about the notes first. We're gonna play mostly on the E string and only just one note we're gonna play on the A string. The notes in order. Open E, and then 3. You repeat that once, so twice together. And then a similar thing, like this back and forth, from the 5, the 5th fret, to the 3, the 3rd. So far. We're gonna go up now with the pinky to the 6th fret on the E string and then back to the 3 and then 5 and 3 so far. After this lick, we're gonna move up 2 positions. So now we're in the 5th position. So as an entry level, let's play it from the 5 to the 7 and then go to the A5. So that would be the last note of this part. When we change the position, it's actually not the 5th that we play on the E string, but the 6th and then the 7th and then A5. And the way you can do it, I would recommend you to use the middle finger for the E6, ring finger for the 7th, and index finger for the A5. Together so far, this way. And once you get comfortable with this, maybe instead of changing positions, play it with the different fingerings, using the pinky for the 6th and move that up to the 7th. And that will look like this. Also, at the end of the first part, there's a little rest. And now let's talk about the end of the riff. It starts similarly as the beginning, up until it's the same. And from here, we go straight to the 6th, and then 5, 3. So the last 4 notes would be 6, 5, 3, 0. The first part of the riff is repeated 3 times. So let's play it up to speed over the metronome. And now to level up the level number 1, and to add another color for this riff, we're gonna implement the mutings, the palm mutings. Except for the E6, 7 and A5, everything is palm muted now. So. And also the end, the last 4 notes are open. Now let's see up to speed. That's about level 1. Now let's play level 2. We could start to play 16th notes instead of 8th notes, all alternate pickings. And also, to add another color, which is part of the riff, play from the 6th to the 7th with the slide instead of picking. It would sound like this. So just the end is different. Level 2, up to speed. Here we are, level 3. For this level, I was thinking about adding the accents or the open notes, meaning all the 5s and the 6s are also open on the E string. So now it would sound like this. And if you play it with the 16th notes and also with the palm mutings, it would get much more difficult. Especially because after the open downstrokes, you have to mute with an upstroke, and that can be challenging and weird at first. I would actually focus on this movement first. Down, up, then add the 6th as well. It's quite difficult. Together, slowly. Level 3, up to speed. Many times, even in this particular song, Dime played the mutings or even just open notes starting with an upstroke. Like for example with this. This one is not with downstrokes, but after the 16th note, it's only upstrokes. It just sounds a little different, a little more open, more aggressive. So now we're gonna play the same exact thing like we did in level 3, but now we're gonna start with an upstroke, and it's all alternate picking. So it's if you get used to this kind of technique, it would make easier to play this one when there's one open note and then one palm muted. So now, up to speed. So up until this point, we've been playing the right notes and some of the right phrasings, but not in the right position. And that kinda, at the end especially, will make a huge difference. So now, instead of being in the 3rd position and then at the beginning moving up to the 5th, now we're gonna stay in the 1st. That means that the fingerings also change. So now we're gonna play the 3, the G note, with the ring finger. So it's now. And instead of going up to the 5, now it's an open A string. Back and forth from the A to the G. And then, bug. Then to the 1st, and then to the 3. And then 0 again, open A. So, also, for this level, I'm gonna play everything with an upstroke. And the reason for that is that when we change strings, that kind of makes it easier to switch there. After the open A, we are here at the E string and we can easier pick the G note there, the E3. So it's kind of an easier movement, but for that you have to get used to with starting the upstroke. But once you do that, I promise it will get easier. The accents, the open notes, this A0 and A1, and also the D string. So these notes are open. So it's up, down, up, down, up, down, up. The end of this part will be 1 hit with the hammer on the 2nd on the A string, and then an open D string. So together, slowly. The end would look like this. A1, pull off to open string, and then G, E3, and the open E string. So that's the end. Level 5, up to speed. Level 6 would be pretty much the same as level 5, except that now we're starting with downstrokes. And again, now you will see why this is probably more challenging than level 5 where we started with upstrokes. It's down, up, down, up. And now that when we have to switch the strings. Our picking hand came up further away from the A string. And again from the A string, now it's in the wrong direction. So we have to come back, skipping the A string and every other strings as well, and hit the E string. While do that with the mutings also. So slowly, this way. Level 6, up the speed. Okie dokie, so here we are, level 7. There's one little, although not too little, change. Another color, another little detail that makes it much harder. And that would be to play power chords. And those would be the A0 power chords, the first two. So if you made it this far, getting used to playing with the upstrokes, I would actually recommend it to play these also first with the upstrokes, and that will look like this slowly. And from here you go back to the single open strings. And also there's an extra power chord at the very end. Slowly, this part. And now up to speed. So we made it level 8, the Dynamics level. Now we're gonna start with the downstroke, which I think could be more challenging, adding the power chords. Slowly will look like this. So everything's the same, except that now we start with the downstroke. There's definitely a difference with the sound, whether you play it starting upstroke or a downstroke. So let me demonstrate that. First, I'm gonna play it with upstrokes, one round, and then I switch to downstrokes. So starting with the upstroke. Down. To me it's a little more aggressive, starting with upstroke. So it has a taco 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 tac kind of feel. And I do not hear that. It's a darker sound, it's more, I don't know, wavy to me a little bit. Thank you very much, this was it for today. I hope that you enjoyed today's lesson. If you have any questions or suggestions, just feel free to leave them in the comment section below. If you got any recommendations or suggestions on what riffs you want to dissect and play it into several levels, like I just did with this one, just put it in the comment section. Also, I got a Patreon site, so if you want to support me and or get the tabs, including this one, just click on the link below. Thanks again, and I wish you a lovely day. Ciao.